Dear learners, today we are going to start our first lecture for the subject Research Methodology. Today's topic is Introduction to Research. Now, what is research? Research is a scientific and systematic search for relevant information on a specific topic. So, it is a process for searching, or it is a systematic search for relevant information on particular subject or specific topic. It is a careful investigation or inquiry. So, it is research is an investigation or inquiry, especially for exploring ideas and searching new facts about any kind of knowledge. It is an art of investigation. So, through systematic investigation, inquiry, we are exploring ideas and searching new facts about any kind of knowledge. Now, what is the definition of research as per Clifford Woody? Research comprising of defining and redefining problem, formulating hypotheses or suggested solutions, collecting, organizing and evaluating data, making deductions and reaching conclusion, and at last carefully testing the conclusion to determine whether they fit the formulated hypothesis. Means what? First, you have to define and redefine problems. Now, what do you mean by research problem? To carry out any research, there should be research problem, or research problem has to be identified. If there is no research problem, you cannot proceed towards research. So, you have to identify where the work is lacking, where the data is lacking, what kind of problems are there in current scenario in the laboratory, or in some method, or in some concept. So there should be some research problem, or you have to define, or you have to redefine existing research problem. So there should be some research problem. For example, if I want to develop a medicine for COVID-19, so COVID-19, there is no treatment for COVID-19, so this is the research problem. So once the research problem is defined, then and then we can start our research. Then formulating hypothesis. Once the research problem is defined or identified, you have to formulate hypothesis. Now, what is hypothesis? So, hypothesis is an assumption which needs to be proved by performing or carrying out research. So, for once the research problem is identified, you have to develop your hypothesis. Now, for formulating hypothesis, you have to do in-depth literature search and in-depth literature review. Now, why this literature review and literature search is required? Because you don't want to duplicate already existing work. So you have to clearly identify in which area you want to work, what kind of research has been carried out till date, where is the lacuna, and based on that you have to create your own hypothesis, and that hypothesis you are going to prove through your research. So formulating hypothesis means you will be assume, and you will make one assumption based on your knowledge, your literature search and literature review. And then after once the hypothesis is formulated, now you have to collect the data. Now data collection is done by performing research. So collection of data, Then you have to organize those data. What means you have to properly group your data depending upon type of study. For example, one is going for formulation of tablet, so dissolution study data are different than that of the hardness testing or weight variation. So you have to group the data depending upon study. So collecting the data by performing research, then organizing those data, evaluation of data means whether though whatever data are obtained they are passing or failing, there should be some evaluation criteria. So you just don't have to collect the data and you have to sit. No, you have to evaluate them. So there should be some evaluation parameter. So you evaluating the data, and based on evaluation of data you have to make some deduction and reaching to the conclusion. So you have to draw some conclusion, and based on that final conclusion you have to check whether your conclusion is fitting to the formulated hypothesis or not. Means whatever conclusion you have drawn from performing the research, you have to again go back to your hypothesis and you have to check whether your data and your assumption are matching with each other, or whether there is a correlation between that formulated hypothesis and your conclusion. So according to Clifford Woody, research comprising of defining and redefining problem, formulating hypothesis, collection, organizing and evaluation of data, making conclusion, and checking whether the conclusion is fitting to the hypothesis or not. Now coming to research methodology. Research methodology is a systematic way to solve a research problem. It may be understood as a science of studying how a research is scientifically done. So research methodology is nothing but it is a methodology using which you will be scientifically performing your research. So research methodology, it involves various steps which are generally adopted by researcher while studying a research problem along with logic behind them. In other words, methodology is about the principle that guide our research practices. Scientific search. Scientific research must be organized and undergo planning, including performing literature reviews of past research and evaluating what questions need to be answered. So scientific research is a organized way, and it is planned way of performing literature review of past research and evaluating what questions or where is the lacuna. Now research method may be understood as all those methods and techniques that are used for conduct of research. So research method is nothing but whatever methodologies or techniques which are adopted for carrying out research. Research techniques. Research techniques refer to behavior and instruments which is used in performing research operations such as making observations or obtaining data, recording data, technique of processing data, and so on. Now what are the different objectives of research? So here few objectives are mentioned. One is to gain familiarity and achieve a new insight towards a certain topic. If you want to gain familiarity of certain topic, research is done. To portray an accurate characteristic of phenomena, to verify and test important fact and hypothesis, means research is done to verify and test hypothesis and some important facts, to analyze an event, process or phenomena, to identify the cause and effect relationship. Cause and effect relationship means what? uh, what is the effect of variable x on y. So that if you want to check that relationship, so research can be performed. Suppose if you want to check effect of mobile phase composition on retention time of certain drug, so that is cause and effect of concentration on absorbance, or effect of polymer on dissolution profile of some drugs. So this is cause and effect relationship. To find out solution to scientific and non-scientific and social problem, so research is carried out to find a problem of scientific nature, non-scientific nature, or some social problem, to determine frequency with which something is occurring. Now, what are motivations in research? Why people should carry out research? What is the motivation in research? Number one, desire to get a research degree along with its consequential benefits. For example, if somebody is pursuing PhD, so he or she is doing research to get that degree. So research is done to get a research degree along with its benefits. Desire to face the challenge in solving the unsolved problems, means research is done to face the challenge in solving some unsolved problems. Desire to get intellectual joy of doing some creative work. Some people, they like to do some creative work, so for that intellectual joy, that is one of the motivations in research. Desire to be of service to society. Some people may want to serve the society by solving societal problems through research. So this is also one of the motivations in research. Desire to get respectability. Now, different types of research. There are few categories of research. First one is descriptive and analytical. Another is applied and fundamental. Third one is quantitative and qualitative research. Next is conceptual and empirical, and miscellaneous types of research. One by one, we will learn about different types of research. First is descriptive and analytical. Now, what is descriptive research? The descriptive research, the name itself suggests, descriptive research involves the surveys and fact finding inquiries of different kind. The major purpose of descriptive research is the description of state of affair as it exists at present. Means you just have to describe what is happening. The term ex post facto research is used for descriptive research in business studies. The researcher has no control over the variable. This is very important feature of descriptive research. Means researcher cannot control what is happening. He or she has to just describe what is happening. He cannot change, or he cannot control, or he cannot manipulate what is happening. But he or she can only, he or she can only report what has happened or what is happening. For example, if I want to conduct descriptive research of number of COVID patients in India, so I can just list out state wise or union territory wise different or gender wise or age wise number of patients of COVID in India, but I cannot control it. So this type of descriptive research is generally for descriptive type of research studies. Now next is analytical. The researcher has to use facts or information of already which are already available and analyze these to make critical evaluation of the material. Means in analytical research, facts or information which are already available, those facts are taken, they are analyzed, and then evaluation is made. Now next is applied research versus fundamental research. What is applied research? It is known as action research, while fundamental research, it is basic research, or it's also known as pure research. Now, in applied research, it is done to find immediate solution for a problem facing to a society and industrial organization. Suppose I want to increase the solubility of curcumin. This is the challenge I am facing because curcumin has very less solubility, and because of that the bioavailability of curcumin is very less. So this is the current challenge I am facing, or this is the current problem I am facing in some lab experiments or some lab findings. So if I carry out some research and increase the solubility of curcumin by forming some complex, uh, so that kind of research will come under applied research or action research. The central aim of applied research is to discover a solution for some pressing practical problem. Now coming to fundamental research, research is mainly concerned with generalization and with the formulation of theory. Means fundamental research is generally for so it is universal research, you can say, because that is applicable to everywhere or anywhere, and it is generally done to come up with some theory. For example, E is equal to mc square, that is a fundamental research. Sin square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1, which is a fundaments of mathematics. So that is the basic research or pure research. Basic research is directed towards finding information that has a broad base of applications and thus adds to the already existing organized body of scientific knowledge. Means basic research is generally used to carry out applied research or action research. Next is quantitative and qualitative research. Quantitative research is based on measurement of quantity or amount. It is applicable to phenomena that can be expressed in terms of quantity. This kind of research is used to quantify the problem by way of generating numerical data or data that can be transferred into unsellable statistics. Quantitative data collection methods include various forms of survey, longitudinal studies, and systematic observation. Means, in short, quantitative research involves some data or some quantity. So, it is quantity based research. While in case of qualitative research, it is concerned with qualitative phenomena, that is, phenomena relating to or involving quality or kind. Qualitative research is especially important in behavioral science, where the aim is to discover the underlying motives of human behavior. Suppose I want to study human behavior. So, that kind of study is qualitative research. Next is conceptual and empirical research. Conceptual research is based on some concept or some ideas or theory. It is generally used by philosophers and thinkers to develop new concept or to reinterpret existing ones. Means conceptual research is based on already existing concept or to develop new concept, and it is generally used by philosopher and thinkers, and it is based on ideas or theory. Empirical research. Empirical research relies on experience or observation alone, often without due regard for system and theory. It is data based research. So this is very important feature of empirical research, that is, it is data based research, coming up with conclusion which are capable of being verified by observations or experiment. So empirical research is nothing but it is a observation based research or practical based research, or it is experiment based research. Experimenters control over the variable. In our descriptive research, we had discussed that it is where the researcher has no control over the variable, while in case of empirical research, experiment researcher has the control over the variable. Empirical research is appropriate when proof is sought that certain variables affect other variables in some way. Means when you need some proof that one variable is affecting another variable, in that case empirical research is done. Now another is miscellaneous research. Now various types of research under miscellaneous research are they depends on different approaches. For example, based on either the purpose of research, means for what purpose the research is carried out, time required to accomplish the research, means depending upon time, on the environment in which research is done, or on the basis of some other similar factor. Now one by one we will see different researches, types of research in miscellaneous research. One time research and longitudinal research. This is this is based on time. So what is one time research? It confined to a single time period, whereas in longitudinal research the research is carried out on over several time period. The best example is acute toxicity study and chronic toxicity study. Acute toxicity study is one time research because after 24 hours we are evaluating the results, and after that the results are not data are not gathered. It is only for 24 hours. While if I perform chronic toxicity study where the experiment or observations have to be recorded for a period of time, so that is longitudinal research, where the research is carried out over several period of time. Research can be field setting research or field research or laboratory research. Now this field research and laboratory research depending upon environment. One time research and longitudinal research was time based. Here now depending upon environment where the research is carried out. So field research, of course, it is done in field. Field means suppose I want to carry out survey, and if I am going to some cities or some villages to carry out that particular research, so that will be field setting research or field research. And the laboratory research is which is performed in laboratory, or it is confined to particular lab. Now clinical or diagnostic research, which involves case study methods or clinical studies. The research may be exploratory or it may be formalized. The objective of exploratory research is the development of hypotheses rather than their testing, whereas formalized research studies are those with substantial structure and with specific hypothesis to be tested. So in formalized research, hypotheses are tested, while in exploratory research, hypotheses are developed rather than testing. Historical research. Next is historical research. As the name suggests, it utilizes historical sources like documents or some remains to study events or ideas of past. Now next includes conclusion oriented research and decision oriented research. In conclusion oriented research, a researcher is free to pick up a problem, redesign the inquiry as he proceeds, and is prepared to conceptualize as he wishes. Means in conclusion oriented research, researcher is free to pick up a problem of his or her own interest. He can redesign the inquiry, means as the research proceeds, he can modify or she can modify the research, and he can or she can conceptualize as per his or her wish. While decision oriented research is always for need of a decision maker, and researcher in this case is not free to embark upon research according to his or her own inclination. Means in decision oriented research, researcher has no choice. He has to just follow what is being told to perform in the research study. Means he cannot change the research study. He or she will have to obey what the decision maker is um, telling to perform. For example, if you are on some project and that project is defined, means the studies to be carried out are already predefined, so in that case you have to perform those study. You cannot change the research uh, topic or research methodology. So this is all about what is research, types of research, and what are the motivations and objectives in research. So thank you for patiently listening to me. Thank you all. Have a good day.